I invite to speak Colin. 20 years ago, today, two men, two IRA volunteers, calmly, clinically, and coldly walked along this street. They planted explosive devices, primed to detonate moments apart, in the full and certain knowledge that their act would, at the very least, injure innocent men, women and children, and most likely kill them. Were the victims likely to be the usual victims of terrorist attacks, soldiers, police officers? The answer to that question is clearly no. They were not. The men that planted these devices happened to know that the victims would be men, women and children out shopping. And shopping quite possibly for Mother's Day cards and gifts. And this was exactly the outcome. A beautiful little boy, aged 3, died soon after the second bomb detonated. A wonderful, vibrant mother of 2 beautiful girls lost her leg and subsequently her life a year later. And a smiling, handsome boy of 12 sustained such terrifying injuries that he never recovered consciousness and died in my arms 5 days later. Jonathan Ball, Colin Vickers and my son Tim lost their lives, and more than 50 other people were injured, some very seriously indeed. The men who murdered these innocent victims were never caught, and never will be. But quite possibly they may be listening today, and if so, they may realise the utter futility of their act here in Warrington. It did not further their cause, but it did further the cause of peace. Countless thousands of good, decent Irish men and women protested against what was done here and said enough is enough. So what began as an outrageous act of terrorism led to a sea change amongst so many Irish and British people. And this move was picked up by the governments of both countries. Serious efforts to resolve the conflict on and between these islands was to follow, and many ordinary people actively worked for an end to the conflict. Here in Warrington, Wendy and I, with the support of Wilf and Marie and the wider Warrington community, and the far-sightedness of the town council, made a major difference. I would like, if you'll forgive me, to name just a few of the very significant people who helped us achieve so much. The late Mike Sanders, who was chief executive of this town. John Gartside, who was the council leader at the time. Mike Hannon, still a councillor to this day, and a great supporter. Dennis Cooper, deputy chief executive. Val Barlow, a long-standing employee of the council who helped us enormously, later came to work for us. And a late friend, Jim Melbourne, a great friend of ours, who wasn't the councillor, wasn't a politician, but is a great supporter. We all created a peace foundation in Tim and Jonathan's name. We've worked at building bridges between communities in Britain, Ireland, and the Republic of Ireland. We've brought young British and Irish kids together, and so successful with these enterprises that Wendy had the dream of building a dedicated peace centre as a memorial to Tim and Jonathan, and as a living resource to underpin the peace and reconciliation work going on. We work with people who are at risk of violent extremism and terrorism, those even at risk of becoming terrorists themselves, and we also work with people who are victims of terrorist attacks. The Tim Parry Jonathan Ball Foundation for Peace and the Peace Centre are, I can tell you honestly, unique. They have helped many thousands understand the vital importance of peace building, and we reduce the risks of there being more Warringtons, more 7/7, more 9/11. This town has made a difference, a really unique difference. Had things been different, Tim and Jonathan might well have walked where we are now, hand in hand with their own children perhaps. But instead, let's hope they're looking down on us all now and saying, well done Warrington, well done the Tim Parry Jonathan Wall Foundation for Peace, well done the Peace Centre, and keep it going. Thank you very much.